Yeah. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. It's Tuesday. What's today, by the way? It is August the 12th, 2025. And it is noontime, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're here for another installment of No Shortcuts with Midas and Fame. We're glad to be here with you guys today. Before we get into the proceedings this afternoon, I want to say welcome to everyone, whether you're joining us on Facebook, whether you're joining us on YouTube, whether you're joining us Spotify on the replay or Apple Podcast or Twitch. We want to welcome you to No Shortcuts, and school is back in, and we're still, myself personally, I'm still getting situated with the new routine and what have you, but I have no complaints. The weather, it's been raining a lot in our South Carolina, in our area, but it has not been so hot, so it's like almost like hurricane season has come a little early, with lots of rain. No wind, though, thankfully, but we'll see how things pan out as we get into late August, early September. Hi, Natalia, former guest of our platform, faithful member of the community. Natalia, trading by CL team. Welcome. We got to give you guys a few minutes to come on in. Please say hi, hello, let us know that you're here, and we can give you a proper greeting before we get into the meat and potatoes of it all. How you doing, Faye?
Y'all started school early, right?
Yeah, so let's see. So this past Thursday was already like a week. So Isaiah started the week before last on a Thursday. Yep, pretty much. Yep.
Yeah,
it might have been. I'm gonna tell you exactly when. It might have been the last of July, actually. Let me see. Let me look.
Oh yeah, that Thursday was.
It was July 31st.
Wow,
Yep,
yeah,
July, because that was the same night we played at CCB Bistro and Vine. So the school started that very day.
We just started yesterday, man. First day of school was yesterday.
Okay.
Actually, so Imani, the sixth grader, she had not an open house. I just forgot I didn't have the mic on. Not an open house, but she had like an open. I don't know what it was called, but kind of a transition day, I guess, where they bring all the sixth graders in on last Thursday to kind of get acclimated with the sixth grade,
like meet the teachers and all of that.
Meet the teachers, get their locker assignments, get the syllabus, figure out how to do lockers and all that kind of stuff. So it was like a half a day on Thursday. Like 8 to 12 or something like that. So okay. But then the official first day of school for everybody was yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So everybody's back in school, and then just now we were my wife and I. So we switched schools, right? So we went. Our kids were at Kershaw Elementary School for the last 2 years, but starting this year, we were putting them back at Carolina Christian Academy, and so, they started Carolina Christian Academy yesterday. My wife and I were just talking a minute before the show started, and she got a phone call from the Andrew Jackson Middle School wanting to know why Imani wasn't in school yesterday and today.
Oh, really?
So they never had her taken off the roster for Andrew Jackson Middle School. And,
even though she transferred.
And we, the new school had already requested all the documents from the school and all that, but somebody didn't get the message. So one of her friends had mentioned yesterday that they were calling your name out in some class that they would have had together, and then the school called just now. A little bit late getting on the pod because the school was on the phone, like wanting to know how come she wasn't in school.
Yeah, we don't want any truancy. We don't want that. James F. Basses. What's up, James? I haven't forgot about you, man. I started working on some stuff. I just don't have enough concrete yet to send back. But yeah. James F. Masters, ladies and gentlemen, faithful member of our community, former guest of our platform. And please be sure, wherever you stream your music, type in his name just as you see it on the screen. Check him out. He's got some EDM, house, all of that good stuff for you guys. What am I missing, Famous? And what else can we describe the vibe like?
Trance,
yes.
Yeah,
I'm in a trance right now. Shout out to my Aunt Flo joining us today
Hey,
live. Yeah, Aunt Flo.
Aunt Flo
Yeah,
here.
man. Thank you, Aunt Flo. Love you. Thank you for joining us today. I mean, and we in this rainy South Carolina weather, man. But we are
Hmm.
we are trucking forward.
Yeah. James said he
Yeah.
had
Oh, okay.
similar
James has
issues
some.
with the change in school situation. Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah. Who
tough,
else
but
is here? We have a few people on live. Be sure to say hi
hmm
so
hmm
we can give you a proper shout out, ladies and
talk
gentlemen. And we
to us.
welcome you to No Shortcuts with Midas and Fame. This is season 4.
Yeah.
Don't seem like it, but it's season
We're
4.
about to
Time
have more
flies,
seasons
man.
in the wire.
Exactly. And we're gonna get in we talk about the syndication here soon. Yeah,
That
but
would
it's
be
been
nice.
great, man. How I'm sorry?
I said, yeah, that would be nice. A little syndication action.
Yeah. Okay. And I was gonna ask you how your weekend was since the last time weekend since the last time we got a chance to get together
Oh yeah,
live here.
yeah, it was cool. I think yeah, I was off this weekend. This was an off weekend. So
Okay.
after our last show Tuesday, we were still running around, getting some last minute stuff ready for kids to start school.
Uh-huh.
A lot of things done around the
Yeah.
house. And then yeah, I was off this weekend. I did not have a gig, so we were just
Uh-huh.
at home. My memory's so bad. I don't remember what we did. I don't think we did anything.
It's like that
I don't
sometimes.
think
It's
we
like
went
that from
anywhere.
time to time when you
Yeah.
yeah, when you're ripping and running, things go by so quickly. And Flo, you got a crown, okay, on our
She has a
YouTube.
crown.
YouTube has
Oh,
this
cool.
thing that I just yeah. Well, first of all, folks, my family sometimes refer to me by my middle name because my
Mhm.
father's name is Jerry, also. So I grew up
What
being
up, Tim?
called by my middle name. So yeah. So that's she's talking to me now. But YouTube has this thing where when you're live, and we're discovering it, we were talking about it at my brother's birthday dinner, where they give you a crown in the chat. I guess for whoever is engaging the most. They
Mhm.
have this XP, which is like like some of these games have experience and all this stuff. So you get XP,
Mhm.
and you can get a crown for being the top three. I guess commenters or what have you in the
Ah,
chat.
okay.
So yeah, y'all check that out. We're still
Yeah.
learning exactly how that works, but that's my synopsis of it. Park Place
Yeah.
Entertainment is joining us. DJ B,
What up,
yeah,
DJ
former guest of
Brian
our
Park?
platform. Yeah, man. So we just here. We just
Yeah.
here, man, vibing with you guys. Former guest Ryan N. Jenkins is here.
What's up, Ryan?
She's an author,
Mhm.
poet, all of these things. How's that book dating going, Ryan?
Yeah.
And she's been doing a lot of things, man. If you guys probably seen her posted in the community, she's doing a lot of things. I saw she was on, I think, a local TV news show
Mhm.
recently, and she's got a lot going on. And with that being said, y'all definitely feel free to post in our No Shortcuts community if it's something thoughtful or you have an achievement that you want to share, anything you'd like to share from an entrepreneurial standpoint, please be sure to share in our community.
Yes, please,
Yeah,
please
yeah,
keep the engagement. Keep the engagement coming. We love it. We love it. I'm just trying to get my cameras all situated, man. Had some
sure. And I think the weather's
technical.
got me grainy on my screen, but
Yeah,
I
the
think everything's fine elsewhere.
internet is interneting. You know how that is.
It's internet.
So we're trying
How's
to.
the how's the uh how's the view out there, audience? Those that are watching, are we grainy? Are we good? We're gonna proceed regardless because we
Yeah,
can't do anything
there we go.
about the Wi-Fi
That's better.
elements.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
think we're good. I
yeah.
think we're good.
All
I
right,
think
we'll
we're
see it
good.
on the playback.
But yeah, man, that was
All
the
right,
weekend. That
yeah,
was the weekend, my man. Our guest coming up. He just hit me up. He's just running a little bit behind, but he will be on. So
sure.
we're gonna keep doing the
Yeah,
thing.
we could. Yeah, we could chat it up until he gets on and gets situated.
Yeah.
I guess I should recap my week from
Yes,
last week
please.
until to today. So let's see. All right. So last Friday, Mellow Groove, we did a birthday party for one of our Winthrop classmates. His wife was celebrating 50 years. She turned 50. So we did a birthday party at the Skyline Terrace in Charlotte, man, and it was
Hmm.
a wonderful view up there. It's a rooftop events center, just beyond downtown Charlotte. So when you go up to the top, it's outdoor, but there's a tent covering for for
Hmm.
like the music and people to sit, eat, or whatever. But you can look out and see the Charlotte skyline, and it was beautiful, especially once the sun went down and all the buildings were lit up and whatnot.
Yeah.
We did have a power issue during our second set, and then they had a groundskeeper there who had to come, rectify that. But, we kept it going. The drums and percussion kept it going during the one song where the power went out
Yeah.
for a minute, and then we just kind of did some ad-libbing crowd participation type antics to
Yeah.
get us through that particular song.
So it happened mid-song?
Yeah, but yeah. In the second set, we had already
Okay.
played one set,
Yeah.
and then in the second set, the power went out.
Wow.
So there goes your mics, there goes your
Mm-hmm.
keyboards and everything like that. And so, but the drums are still able to, they can go.
Mm-hmm.
So they played about 3 to 5 minutes, whatever groove was going on. I forget the song we were on when the power went out, but they kept the groove going, and we did some crowd participation things without microphone while the groundskeeper, checked on, got us back situated. But lovely establishment in Charlotte, man. Skyline Terrace,
Okay.
And then so that was Mellow Groove Friday night. Saturday was the chairman of the board and the executives. We were in Leesburg, North Carolina at the Flynn Witt Beach Music Festival. We were on the same show with the Castaways, as well as Jim Quick and Coastline, some other bands that fall into the beach music category.
Mm-hmm.
We only had to play an hour and a half on Saturday. The cool thing about when there's other bands on the show,
Mm-hmm.
get a little bit of a break, and the pay remains the same. Shout out to Kid Knox, he just sent that over.
The pay remains the same.
Yeah. He just sent that over. Shout out to him. He may be jumping on. He called me a little while ago. He and the wife are out running errands and everything like that. But yeah, man. But that was great. And then after we played in the middle slot. So Jim Quick and Coastline, they headlined that particular festival. But I went out amongst the crowd and talked to a few people. If you guys, I posted my conversation with this gentleman in my stories because he was raving about. He was like. 2 bands he ever wanted to see in his life was the Temptations and the chairman of the board. And he accomplished the second one on Saturday. And so he was telling me the whole spiel. I was like, man, you mind if I get this on video? I got to get this on video. Yeah. And so he was gracious enough to let me film his feedback. He said it was outstanding. If you ever get a chance to see the chairman of the board, if they're anywhere near you, you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, for sure.
And shout out to Jim Quick because he performed after us, and so we're clearing the stage. They got the stage hands helping get equipment off for us and bringing the next stuff up. And he was like, "Man, y'all making me after work tonight." Mm-hmm. So I said, hopefully we warmed them up for you a little bit. An hour and a half. That's almost like walking through the food court getting a little piece of chicken on the toothpick.
little food sample.
Yeah. And sometimes you eat that little sample, you end up going to buy a whole plate.
Sometimes you walk through the food court 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Depending on what the pockets look like. If the pockets ain't all the way right, I might keep circulating. Let me get another sample. Oh, you got bourbon chicken and teriyaki chicken? I got the bourbon alive. Let me see what that teriyaki tastes like.
I wonder what the teriyaki tastes like.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
so
man.
You saw that. Great. And Sunday I was at church, Mount Dewell Baptist Church. We had we moved our morning worship service. We pushed it back an hour because we also kicked off revival on Sunday. So they did lunch in between the first service and the second service. Try to retain those there for the second service. And I'm actually gonna go down there tonight for a little while. I may have to tip out early because it's a school night and we got little duties we got to do here around the house now that school is back in and everything. But I'm gonna be down there tonight just to play a little bit and make sure. I think there's a guest speaker and probably be some other musicians. Make sure they're good, and then I'm gonna probably ease on out. So yeah, that's about it. And we here,
and then we're back. We're back on a Tuesday, man.
Back.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to touch on before we bring our guest on is the Facebook page.
Oh yeah, the new page, right?
Yeah. So we still have the community page where all things business and community related, and you want to tell us what you're doing and where you'll be and stuff like that. We're still going to use the Facebook, the No Shortcuts community for that. But now we also just have a Facebook page dedicated to this show, to this podcast. So we'll be like, just using it to promote the show, showing clips of the show and things like that. And I realized we probably needed to do that because once we were up for that that
award, which
that
we're still waiting
award.
on
Yeah,
the
the
results.
best
Yeah,
podcast, the best podcast awards. We realized we didn't have any way for them to contact us if we won, or if, even when we were nominated. We didn't have a show Facebook page. We didn't have a show website, and we've been at this for 4 years now. So that's the first step. Is we got the show Facebook page now. So you'll all get
yeah,
invites if you haven't already to just follow the Facebook page, and you'll get updates on the show, and you'll be able to see some
yeah.
funny clips and stuff that we clip up from the show and put it out there. But as a
Mm-hmm.
whole, it'll still live on YouTube as it is now in its full. But we'll
Yes.
be doing some additional promotion and reels and stuff like that using the official
Yeah.
Facebook page of the show. So that's what that
Yeah.
is.
So
Once you
it's no
see it,
shortcuts, and it's titled "No Shortcuts." The
the
podcast.
podcast, yeah, no
The
shortcuts.
podcast. Okay,
The
I looked at it
podcast,
briefly last night when you
yeah,
sent it over. I'm going to delve a little bit more
yeah,
into it today and the rest of the week, and kind of, you know what I mean, look around and see how we can use this to our benefit, use that page to our
yeah,
benefit in regards to the actual show. So, like you said, the
absolutely,
thing about being nominated for best local podcast, again, we're still waiting on the results for that to come in, but
hmm,
we had our YouTube channel, we got our Spotify, our Apple Podcasts, our Twitch, and all of that, but we didn't have a specific page
yeah,
designated to the show. So that was a
right,
little bit of an eye opener, and we hopefully can still win. Hopefully that won't hold us back, because the votes are the votes. They're
yeah.
just still tallying. So we're gonna be
They just
patient
say
and be
we don't know how
hopeful.
to contact these people. They won, but we don't know how to tell them.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Adrian. Adrian, how do you pronounce that?
Vida,
Vida.
Adrian, what's happening on Twitch?
Okay.
What's happening, bro?
Yeah, thank you,
Um,
James. Yeah, and we can always post. I can take that page, the new
mhm.
page, and share it in our community page. Or if,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
someone would like to do it while we're on live,
yeah.
be
Share it for
be
us.
my guest.
Yeah,
Hey, mom, we were a little late too, but we're here.
yeah,
My
yeah.
mom is here. Our power in the house. My
What's
brother Smooth
happening?
Sales is here. Yeah. Thank my
Speaking of
family,
who's
man. It's
here,
so supportive.
we have
Go
a
ahead.
we have a guest today, man. I want to talk a little bit about this brother. I met him a
Sure.
few weeks ago when we were in Nashville. I already knew who he was because we're a part of some of the same communities, man. But when I was in the Crate Hacker Hotel in Nashville, I met him, and
Yes.
he's a part of Crate Hackers. He's a part of Dangerous DJs, and we just got to talking, man. We got to talking about just the DJ community as a whole, and
Hmm.
what we can do and how we can bring some more flavor to the table as it regards to Crate Hackers and some of the things that we're involved with. But he's the I hit the follow. I hit the follow on the Instagram
Hit
after
the follow.
after I met, and then I realized this dude is like big time, man. This guy is
Okay,
big time
big
DJ,
time.
man. He's a world travel touring DJ and event DJ.
Nice.
He's rocking parties all over the place. He does hail from Chicago, so he's coming at us
Okay,
straight out of
Chi-Town.
Chicago. So we're gonna welcome
Hmm.
in my man DJ 10 right now. Put some ones, put
Yeah.
some claps in the chat for my
Okay.
man 10. What's
Yep,
happening,
what's up?
brother? Let me hit the applause for
Can
you.
y'all
Welcome,
hear me?
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
How y'all
DJ
doing,
10, can
man?
you hear us all right?
Yeah, I
We're
can hear y'all
great. Thank you
good,
for
man. I just
joining
want to
us.
make sure y'all can hear me.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah, we can
sir.
hear you.
Yeah, you're from Chi-Town. They said, what Kanye
Yeah,
say?
man.
I'm so shy, they thought I was bashful.
Yeah, man. Chi-Town is it.
Yeah, that's
Big
Yeah,
what's
time.
up, man.
yeah,
We
man.
appreciate you coming on with us, Mark. I want to talk a little bit first about, where you're from and what life was like for you growing up as a youth.
Yeah.
Hey, man. First of all, thank y'all, man, for even reaching out, Trav.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the invite, man. It's like you said, we met a couple weeks ago in Nashville, and it was great to come together with a lot of DJs in a small, intimate setting. And Crate Hackers and Dangerous DJs does that. But man, like I said, I'm glad to be here. So thank you.
Yes.
Chi-Town, man. I'm born and raised, man, and I come from the South Side. Inglewood
Uh-huh.
area, which you might be familiar. Derrick Rose,
Hmm.
Jennifer
Okay.
Hudson. To name
Hmm.
a few of who came out of the rose from the concrete,
Hmm.
and did their
Yeah.
thing. Um, But you know, Chicago, I don't know if you guys have ever like frequented the area, but it's a big place.
One time.
And you know, it's a major city. You know, we got the west side, the east side, the north side, the south side, and you got the surrounding suburbs. So I know I grew up and I kind of traveled all over it, you know. Currently I live in the, the south suburbs. But yeah, I came from the bricks, man, the projects.
Yeah.
Came from the projects.
What was your childhood? Yeah, give us a little about your childhood and upbringing.
So for me, man, you know, we're talking the 70s, the 80s, you know, into the 90s. I got a bit of it all. I got a bit of the gang life. I got a bit of the hip hop life. You know, I was a wannabe entertainer / basketball player. You know, what I mean by that is I came out of, you know, grammar school, and my mom, like, so you guys remember Motown 25?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
With his brother.
We all here, man.
That was my kickoff.
The moonwalk.
Yeah, that was my kickoff. The moonwalk, the world famous moonwalk. So that was my kickoff. That show like kicked it off for me, like wanting to be in entertainment. And I learned that dance. I learned what he did, and my mother started having me go over people's houses and doing that stuff, like the Jackson routines. And then from there, it kicked me into a thing of, you know, the group New Edition.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
83, 1984, 85. My sisters were New Edition fans, and they were going to a New Edition concert with my mom and my auntie. And one of the girls pulled out last minute. So my mother made me go and place so this ticket wouldn't be wasted, right? So we had a dinner here in Maryville called I forget the name of the theater, but it's not there anymore. But we get to this theater, man, and all these little black girls are in this audience, and I'm like, I don't want to be here. I want to be at the court. Man, the lights go out, and 5 little black boys appear on stage with all white on.
Yep.
And everybody's standing on their seats. And even I stood on my seat for the whole show. And when I tell you, it changed my life, right?
Yes.
I'm like, I went back to school the next day looking for 4 guys that would do this with me.
Start a group.
Yeah. So that's how it began for me, man. And
hey, let me tell you something real quick, Mark. Let me tell you something real quick. My story is so similar to that. I grew up in New York City. My family was in North Carolina, right? We used to come down for the summer. One summer I came down, and I have 2 aunts. My aunt, one of them is a year older than me, and one of them is 3 years older than me. So we pretty much grew up together like brothers and sisters or cousins, you know? I came down, and in my aunt's bedroom, the entire wall was New Edition. The entire wall. And this is like same time, like 86, you know, 85, 86. Whole wall was New Edition. I was a little bit familiar with them just from Crush Groove, basically, because I used to love Crush Groove. I remember them being in Crush Groove. But when I saw, I was like, what in the world? So that was really my introduction to NE. And then it went on from there. And I'm going to let you tell your story, and we're going to compare some stories. But
Candy Girl was a jam, too.
It kind of started in that same place for me because the women in my family introduced me to them. And I was like, what's going on here? But I'm going to let you go ahead.
Yeah. I'm going to let you finish.
So check it out. So when I went back to school, and I was like, man, I got to find 4 black brothers to do this with me. I got to figure this out, right? I started asking my basketball teammates. I'm like, yo, man, y'all heard of New Edition? And it was crazy because they had already heard of them. They was like, yeah, what about them? I'm like, dude, I went to a concert yesterday. I want to like do what they do. And turns out one of the guys was an avid fan too. And when I tell you, bro, we had a talent show for our school coming up, and we was like, skip it. Let's put it together and do New Edition. But we didn't just do it that way. So this is my intro to New Edition and DJing. So what he did was he was like, you got a double cassette at home? I was like, yeah. And he was like, I'm gonna come over your house tomorrow. We're gonna work on something. I was like, all right. Dude came over my house, named Jerome. Rest in peace to him. He sat down with the double cassette, man, and he showed me how to pause dub mix. So what I mean by that is we took a cassette tape player and he had New Edition songs and he had some other songs, and he was like, all right, we're going to do this show and I'm going to show you how to do this. And we put a mix together of like 5-10 minutes of New Edition with extra sounds and other roles and, you know, transitions.
Yeah.
And then he played it for me and it played all the way through. I was like, how the hell did you do that?
Yeah.
So he showed me how to do that all night. I was working on that. So I went further with it. So I was like, while I'm excited about the New Edition, we done made this mix. So you know how most talent shows, kids go up, they do a song and they get off. We didn't do that from the day one. Like, we was preparing to have this mix of all these songs. It was a medley and it never stopped in trans. It was just dope, bro. And I was like, so I started recording mixes off the radio. Okay.
Yeah.
And I started cross-dubbing my own mixes off of that to a cassette and start selling them at school for like $2. And I took it further. So now I'm in love with New Edition. I'm in love with mixing. And to give you the background story, if you go to my social media right now, there's a picture on my Facebook of me with a reaching down to a reel-to-reel. I got some headphones on. I'm 3 years old. My father and my two uncles were DJs coming out of Vietnam. They bought equipment over in Vietnam, small stuff, reel-to-reels, turntables, stuff like that. They came home. We're talking 1969, 1970. And my father and my two uncles had a little small group called Dogs of War because they were in Vietnam and the army together. So they were doing like little taverns around the neighborhood. Okay.
Very nice.
It was my living room growing up was reel-to-reel, turntables, and a bunch of albums. That's what I grew up. So there's my mother, you know, forward thinking. My mother was taking pictures of me sitting in a high chair, headphones on while I'm eating Frosted Flakes, bro.
Yeah.
I'm listening to
marketing.
Yes, man. My mother was thinking like that. I'm holding those pictures because I know I'm trying to think about documentaries and all that stuff. But you know, just the fact that she was forward thinking and capturing those moments, bro. I have literally picked up that music, that instinct, and I ran with it. And over the years, it's crazy because in 1990 was my first, and this is where it gets interesting, Trav. 1990 was my first time meeting. No, I'm sorry, 1988 was my first time meeting New Edition in person for the Any Heartbreak tour when they came here for they did radio before the show.
Okay.
And I ran down to the radio station. I called onto the bus, and everybody, you know, because my role in New Edition was Michael Bivins.
Yeah.
Everybody
Mine
was
too.
like,
Mine too.
I got there, it's crazy because everybody, like, I ran up on them. It wasn't a lot of people out there, but I ran up on them, and I had my guy with me, and because he drove me, it was like a big brother to me, and everybody was like, that looked like Michael Bivins' brother right there, and I'm like, whoa.
Hey.
And they started, he looked and did a double take, and Ralph was like, yo, Biv, he looked like you. And from that moment, we connected. And what happened was he gave me his back then they had Sky Pages. They had Sky Pages. He gave me a number. I didn't know what this number was. He was like, man, hit me up sometime. Called that number, never got in touch with him. Never could get him on the phone, nothing, right? So now me and my group are doing Panama New Edition all over Chicago at this point.
Wow.
We done blew this thing up. Like, I got videos, I got VHS, I got pictures, right? We're doing this stuff at talent shows all over Chicago. I'm still making my Paul's dub mixes and selling them on the side at school to keep me a little money to get shoes and stuff, sneakers. Bro. 19, I don't talk to Biv no more. 1990, my big brother, he's at Kennedy King College, downtown Chicago. He works for the radio station. He's like, yo, you want to go with me? I'm taking a trip. And I'm like, where you going? He was like, I'm going to Atlanta for this conference. I'm like, what kind of conference? He was like, it's a music conference. Now, at this point, we've grown the New Edition thing because, you know, at 1990, Poison came out.
Yeah.
And that's when Bell Biv DeVoe was introduced. Biv 10 had his whole thing. I'm like, now I'm in airbrush mode. I got the airbrush shit happening around Chicago. I got the jackets. I'm looking just like BBD, you know? And because we're doing that talent show still. Man, I said, all right, let's go. We took a trip, bro, to Atlanta, Georgia for Jack the Rapper. I don't know if y'all ever heard of
Jack
that.
the Rapper.
Back
Yep.
in
Yes.
1990. Yes.
Yep.
We took a trip to Atlanta, Jack the Rapper. I'm not knowing that my big brother did not have passes to get in Jack the Rapper. He didn't
Oh,
have
he's
no
gonna
money for
gonna
hotels.
Debo.
Trying to get on the
Bro,
humble.
I'm telling
Just
you these
going.
struggles, right?
Yeah.
We're sleeping, bro. We get there, we're a day early. I'm like, so where we finna go? He was like, we're gonna sleep in the car. I'm like, what? He's like, we're gonna sleep
That's
in the
the
car.
grind.
I'm not understanding nothing. I'm 18, I'm 17, 18. So I'm like, I ain't never been out of town before. So here we are in Atlanta, and I'm like, what am I, what's going on? Man, when I tell you, we slept in the car, we ate some McDonald's, slept in the car. We got up the next day, we went to a gas station, washed our face, brushed our teeth. He took me over there where the hotel was, where the Jack the Rapper stuff was. He had the credentials to get into a part of it, but not everything.
Okay.
So I'm like, bro, we sneaking in back doors. We sneaking, because it was all in one hotel. I can't remember the hotel. It was on Peachtree Street. And we're sneaking in back doors. We sitting on the side of walls. I'm seeing every celebrity back then you could think of. Jermaine Dupri was just starting with Crisscross. Bibb was there. He had Boys to Men. I got all these pictures, bro. I can validate this. Boys to Men hadn't even dropped their album yet, but they were there dressed alike.
Yeah.
Right.
ABC was there, and they had their first song out, but nobody knew who Boys to Men was.
Right.
ABC had Aisha out, but nobody knew who they were. Bibb was moving around like he was Clive Davis. You know what I'm saying?
I
remember.
Luke
Luke was hot man. Luke was walking around all over the hotel with like 20 girls just following him with swimsuits on. TLC was about to come out. I'm looking at all these celebrities that were just getting ready to break. The Brat, she's from Chicago.
Yeah.
That's right.
I have a picture with the Brat, bro. She wasn't the Brat yet. She had not connected with Jermaine Dupri. She had on a flowery dress. She had on I got a picture with her and Mike Bivins. She's got on a flower dress and a hat like Blossom. She was not
before her image changed and everything.
Bro.
Yeah.
This is it's crazy. So I'm in this environment, and me and Bibb, I got so many pictures with him from that. And that was the first moment we sat down and we finally talked. And he saw me with the airbrush stuff, and he was like, bro, like, where you from? And I really didn't have no leadership in my life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Chicago, I didn't have no leadership. So I'm just winging it. All I cared about was seeing Mike Bibb. And I didn't know I was going to see Mike Bibb. But once I saw him, that's what I wanted to do for the next 3 days. Like, I want to know what you're doing. So I followed him to the party he threw, to the events he had. Bobby Brown and Jodeci had a party. They had just came out. Yeah. It was just all
they
kind
from
of
this
things
area.
like that. Bro, that was the most incredible 4 days. I seen Prince perform for free. He did in a convention room at that hotel. He performed for 6 hours, bro. That was the one and only time I've ever seen Prince. He performed for 6 hours straight, and I stood there and watched the whole thing. What happened? Wait, let me define this. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, you good?
Where y'all go?
You good?
No, we still here.
You good?
Yeah, we still here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What the hell is happening? My screen just went.
We still see you, though.
Okay, we can see you.
Y'all can see me?
We want to just Yes, sir. We can see you.
Should he? Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. Okay. So
yeah.
So to kind of speed up the story a little bit. So the crazy thing is, when we got back from Atlanta, my big brother, who then, he was kind of like our manager for the New Edition Panama group we was in. And now, like I said, we was doing a little bit of BBD too. So now I got this relationship with Mike Bivins. I got this relationship with Sean Stockman from Boys to Men. We're like, this is Sky Pager heavy now. Like, this is when it all was Biv 10 Entertainment. All that stuff was happening. Now I'm Sky Pager and I'm getting calls back. But, just conversational stuff. Yeah. So then when they landed in Chicago for like that next year, they came into Chicago. Mike Biv brought Boys to Men. Nobody remembers this, but they sang on one of the hottest TV shows in Chicago for New Year's Eve. and I was downtown. It was on NBC, and I was on stage with him, and it was a dope vibe. And then after that, my big brother / manager, he was like, "Look, man," he was like, "we got to start singing for real." And I'm like, "Huh?"
Oh yeah.
He's like, "We got to take this. Like, we can't just keep doing
what was we
audition
doing
forever."
already?
Yeah, I'm like, because we were pantomiming. He was like, "No, we got to do this."
Okay,
for
so
real.
y'all were like
So
lip
we kinda
syncing a
rearranged.
little bit. Okay.
We were lip syncing, yes. But we were
Got
like
you.
New Edition of Chicago. Like we were
Mhm.
legendary. Like we had NBA
I
ball
see.
players checking us out at our shows, and we doing these New Edition like concert type shows
Right.
at talent shows. We weren't even part of the talent. We were like special guests now. So the crazy
Oh,
thing is,
wow.
my manager, after that whole Jack the Rapper thing, he was like, "You got to start. We got to get your group to sing for real." And I was like, "Okay." So we rearranged the group a little bit, and we found a couple of singers, and now we're trying to sing for real. So what happened was, fast forward, now we start doing stuff like open mics at, there's a club downtown that's no longer there in Chicago. It was called the Cotton Club. Now check this out.
Okay.
Bernie Mac was the host of the Monday night open mics. This was before the Bernie Mac y'all seen Kings of Comedy.
Yeah.
He was just a host, right? Comedian, funny. Chicago.
Yes.
Then every Monday at open mic, R. Kelly would be sitting in there. This is R. Kelly with Honey Love, Slow Dance.
Oh,
Yeah.
The
first album, I believe.
Yeah, Public Announcement.
Public
R. Kelly
Announcement.
and Public Announcement. Well, it was R. Kelly and MGM first.
MGM, yeah.
Then it became R. Kelly and Public Announcement. But this is like right when his album dropped. So R. Kelly's like a city-known name, but Jive had just signed him, and he's at Cotton Club showing off and stunting. Tell you what he was driving, a Jeep Grand Cherokee back then. So it wasn't really no bread coming yet, you know?
Yeah, just yet.
We're in this Cotton Club doing open mic every Monday, bro. So these are who we're seeing, and it's crazy because it wasn't no cell phones, wasn't no cameras like
no
that.
social media.
So those memories are like, you had to have somebody from like newspaper or, you know, media there taking pictures in order for you to have those, you know. But anyway, they had an open mic and a challenge to go to Apollo for whoever won. We ended up winning. Bernie Mac hosted that show. R. Kelly came up on stage. I'm telling this funny story because when we won, he brought R. Kelly on stage. Bernie Mac did, and he wanted R. Kelly to sing with us, but he couldn't sing his own music. Wow. So he was like, "What y'all know?" We was like, we know Forever My Lady, Jodeci. Now, mind you, I'm not a lead singer. I'm a background harmony.
Yeah.
Man, we got on there and sang Forever My Lady with R. Kelly. He didn't know the words, bro. It was the most funniest thing. So he just made it up by ad-libbing and stuff. It was the funniest shit ever.
Yeah.
So now get ready for this. I'm about to show you how the world brings you together.
Sure.
We have to do a fundraiser because we thought, now my two dreams growing up after doing that Michael Jackson and wanting to be in the music business, my two dreams were to be on Apollo, Showtime at the Apollo, and Arsenio Hall. Y'all remember those two shows?
Yep.
The thing about Arsenio is you had to sing live with a band on Arsenio.
Right.
Yeah.
Showtime at the Apollo, you do what you do.
Track. Yeah.
But it's either you're gonna be a amateur night or you're gonna be a featured artist. But the featured artists were recording artists. But those were my two dreams, though. So when they told us we was going to Apollo and we won, man, I was like, oh my God, that's one of my dreams coming. Now, let me bring y'all full. We got ready to go to Apollo. I was working at a after school program because I had just graduated high school. I'm 18. I was working a after school program, and I asked them for the time off. This is a week and a half or 2 weeks before we had to go to New York. My boss told me, he was like, man, I can't give you that time off. My boss hated me because I used to whoop his ass in basketball all the time. And he didn't like me. So he was like, I'm not giving you that time off to go to New York. I'm like, why? He was like, you're going to have to quit. So my aunt was the executive director of that center, right? So I went to go talk to her, and she was like, well, I'm glad you came and talked to me because I got something for you. Now, mind you, I told you my two loves was music and basketball. Man, when I got to her office, the vice president of the center sat me down with her, and they presented me with a letter, and I'm like, what is this? And they were like, the letter read, it was the coach for Wilberforce University had sent me a letter and a plane ticket. He wanted me to come work out with the team. They had just reinstated their basketball program. The executive director of that center that I worked at used to go to Wilberforce years ago, and he had the scoring record, but they had stopped their basketball program. Bro, this is 2 weeks before I'm getting ready to go to Apollo. They presented me with an opportunity and a plane ticket to go practice with the team for a week. And if I practiced with the team for a week, they were giving me a full ride scholarship to play ball at Wilberforce. You hear me? So they had seen my video. I didn't know a tape was being made of me in the gym or the center, but they made a tape of me and everything and sent all of that down. They saw it. Man, listen, I had a decision.
You had a decision to make.
Was I going to New York
Crossroads.
or was I going to Ohio to practice with the team? I chose my dream, bro. I was like, I'm going to New York. And my aunt was mad, but I chose the group and the entertainment over basketball because that was my number one love. And bro, fast forward, we get to New York. I'm thinking it's Apollo, the show that you see on TV. It was every Wednesday they do this like talent night. They be having like 30 acts, hosts that you don't even know. And we did that, and I'm like, I was still happy because it was Apollo, but we came in second to a dude that was there every week that lived in Harlem. And he was like the fan favorite.
Harlem,
So when we came in second, we was backstage, and the people from Apollo came down and was like, hell nah, y'all don't go nowhere. Y'all staying in New York. Y'all going on a taping in 2 days. We know who he is, but he's been on the show already. We want y'all. And they was like putting us on the show anyway. So now we were staying in New York for 2 extra days. So the next day while we were waiting, bro, they took us to all the major record labels, and we sang. They walked us right through in New York and Manhattan, all up to the Motown, MCA, Arista, Jive. We went and sang for all these A&Rs. When we got to MCA, Bobby Brown was sitting in the A&R's office, just sitting there.
Wow.
And when we sang with them a cappella, everybody said the same thing. Y'all are amazing, but we can't do nothing with y'all. Because Boyz II Men had just came out, Jodeci had just came out, Troop had just came out.
Oh yeah, Troop.
Some other
you saw so many.
It was a whole bunch of groups, 4 and 5 members. Of course, New Edition was already established, so it was like there wasn't no room for another boy group. So we went on and did Apollo the next day, bro. We won. And then I got that that's on my YouTube page. One of the episodes, the episode we won, number 1. We won twice and we lost the third time. So when we came back, when we lost the third time, now the story is transitioning to how I became a DJ. So when we lost that third time, because so after we did the first recording, and we won, we had to go home for like 3 weeks because they did 3 tapings in one day. And they took 3 weeks off, and then they would do another 3. So we won that third taping for our first victory. So then we had to go home and come back in 2 weeks to pick up from where we left off. So just so happens when we came back for the second segment of winning after winning 2 weeks prior. That was the weekend that, if you remember, there was always a celebrity act in between the amateur night stuff. That, I hope y'all ready for this. That weekend was Michael Bivins' birthday. And that was when he had the East Coast family performing on Apollo. The Boyz II Men and ABC performed on that show that we sang on when we came back. So we had seen all of them in Manhattan, and it was the craziest thing because it was his birthday weekend. Y'all want me to fast forward to right now? Yesterday was Biv's birthday. Yesterday was Mike Bivins' birthday. So it's just all crazy because now I'm on y'all show the day after all of that. But anyway,
talking about it.
Went,
you know what I mean?
So it was like that feeling I had. I'm like, man, this is crazy. So when we did the second show, we won again. Now we still got 2 more tapings. So if we keep winning, on Apollo, you keep going. So we won that first tape. So then we went backstage, and I'm like telling the guys, I'm like, okay, they seen us sing this song. So the guys wanted to sing that song again. I'm like, no, I'm a Apollo aficionado. So I'm like, we can't do that because it's the same crowd in the audience. And they were like, no, man, we killed with that song. We gonna do this. I'm like, fellas, No, we had other songs.
Got
Man,
switch it up.
they did a group vote. It was only 4 of us. They did a group vote, and all 3 of them voted to sing the same song we had just won. I'm like, fellas, they already know that song. We got to give them something different. They was like, nope, we voted you down, so we're gonna do this. Man, we went out there and lost to the deal. Somebody singing the deal 2 occasions. I'm like, what?
Okay.
Bro, now I'm
day
pissed.
and night.
So we had a tall group, and I'm gonna give y'all the YouTube link. When y'all see this show, there was one tall guy in our group. He was tall, light skinned. Man, we got backstage, bro, and this was when Steve Harvey was coming in for Apollo and taking over for Mark Curry. So he was there.
Yeah.
Young Steve Harvey before Kings of Comedy. Man, listen. We got backstage. I stole on the tall light-skinned dude in our group. I stole on him in the green room, bro. And and I'm only 5'8".
Yeah.
This dude's like
Chicago
6'2".
coming out.
Yeah.
we was shaking furniture. All the other acts was moving out the way. We was shaking furniture. Steve Harvey came in there and separated us and sat us down and talked to us. And I was like, man, F these dudes, man. They keep, this was my dream. I'm looking at one of my dreams.
Yeah.
That came true. So fast forward, we got back home to Chicago. They thought we were celebrities and they started acting all bougie. I quit the group.
Yeah.
I quit the group.
Man.
You say you were
it happens.
You said you were the Mike Vivs of the group, but it sounds like you was the Bobby Brown.
No, I quit. I didn't get kicked out. Bobby got kicked out.
That's true.
But I quit.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done because they wasn't understanding what it took to make it. Like they thought we was hood celebrities, yes, in our neighborhood. We wasn't going over the world.
Yeah, and it's funny, like
Apollo, Apollo didn't even air yet when we got back home, so it took a while before that aired. So once it aired, people knew who he was and they started recognizing us. But I'm gonna tell you, man, I quit the group. I dabbled with another group, and I switched everything up with that same big brother that took me to Atlanta. And it's crazy because this group that he put me in, we locked in with a producer and a manager, and we started, working on material. And one day, me and one of the, because it was 2 guys, 2 girls. Now this group I'm in, get this. This is the making of the band before Diddy did making of the band.
Yeah.
We were living in the house with a husband and wife team who in the suburbs, who he was a famous remix producer. His name is Eric E. Smooth Miller. Yeah. You can look him up. He's done remixes from Michael Jackson, Janet, everybody, but he's on the house side of things. So house music. So he would do remix edits. Everybody, he's got records on the wall, all that stuff. So anyway, his wife was our manager. He was our producer. So now we're locked in with them. Man, we living in a house with them. So me and one of the girls, it's 2 guys, 2 girls. Me and one of the girls' birthday is the same day, February 10th. We decided to have a birthday party at their house. They had everybody come. Eric set up his turntables. And when I tell you this birthday party was so epic, I sat there all night and I watched the DJ who was rocking the party. It was some of the most legendary, because Eric was known in the house community. So he had some of the legendary friends of his came through and got on the decks. And I was sitting there the whole night having a great time, but I was watching them tables. So the next day when I woke up from that party, everybody was still asleep because we was up all night. And I went into the family room where the turntables and stuff was, and I just started playing with his stuff, man, his equipment. And he was like, man, you kind of a natural. And I'm like, what you mean? He was like, you kind of, you been DJing? I said, no. He was like, man, he said, you're doing stuff, you don't even know what you're doing. I said, man, I watched them guys all night. Yeah. And he was like, let me show you some things. And he began to show me how to mix, how to blend, what the terminologies were for 8 count, 16 count, and what you're supposed to do with the headphones. Bro, 2 weeks later, I had money saved and I had borrowed money from people. We're talking 1994 now. I bought my first pair of 1200 Technique turntables.
Yeah.
He was like, get your turntables. That's the start.
I bought my first turntables. I think it was 93 or 94, but they weren't Techniques. I'll tell you exactly what I bought because I remember them. I didn't save up that much money. I had them on layaway on Jamaica Avenue. It was Gemini XLBD 10s. That was my first turntable. XLBD 10s. 94.
So check it out. So now, see, knowing that, and I don't want to make it sound like I had money, bro. I didn't have no money. So let me tell you, I did scam some people. I'm being honest. I was calling every girl I knew, like, hey, because back then the techniques were $500 a piece.
Yeah.
They were $500 a piece. I was like, yo, can I borrow $100? I'll pay you back. I was borrowing whatever I could. I got one turntable first, and then a week and a half later, I got the other turntable. But I was scamming, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I wanted it that bad.
Yeah. I was just working at Taco Bell.
Bro, I wasn't working. I was hustling, bro. I was like, yo, I'll go out with you 3 times. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Not to go out with you 3 times.
Hey man, I was only like 22, bro. Like 21.
Yeah.
I was on the hustle. And I got them turntables right here still. I still got them 12s, bro.
Good deal.
I still got them.
I want to ask you. I want to ask you a little bit about, because I know we're going to fast forward a little bit, but to the, just on the touring side, 'cause I know you travel a lot as a DJ.
Yes, sir.
Midas, aside from being an MC and host of this show, he travels as a musician, as a traveling musician with his bands. I want to hear, and we always hear his stories, what it's like on the road as in a band. I want to hear, from you, like what that road life is like as a touring DJ. The things that we don't see, because we see once we pop on the screen, we see the DJ in the background, we see the glamorous stuff, right? I want you to talk a little bit about, what the lifestyle is like as a touring DJ.
It's amazing, and I'm gonna tell you why I say it's amazing. It's a tough and rugged lifestyle. And what I mean by that, Trav, we was in Nashville, right? Remember that? And they had that tour bus pull up. And I went on the bus and looked at it before everybody got on and they went to the party. But that was that's a tour bus. If you remember those sleeper bunks that was in the middle of it, those small sleeper bunks. So tour life, man, for a lot of people I hear is people hate it. But I'm going to tell you, man, I appreciate every moment of it. The late nights, the long hours. There's an adrenaline about show day. When you're touring and you on the road going from city to city and you got to, get up for lobby call and you got to get in that bus and you got to hit the next city and you still trying to go to sleep. And then you get there, like there's an adrenaline in me. I don't know about most artists, but there's an adrenaline that just keeps me going. And because I'm always like, I'm a lover of drums. So I'm always like at any group that I rock with or any shows that I do for opening the arena or rocking with an actual artist. I like watching the drummers go through sound check, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the drum is like the most important. I'll sit there and be staring at the drums, but that road life from like I tour with there's a play director and writer and playwright in Chicago. His name is John Ruffin. Park Forest. He has Theater 47. He's done Teddy Pendergrass play. We just finished 30 shows for Bobby Womack, the Bobby Womack story.
Wow.
And we're getting ready to kick off. He's bringing back the reinvented Phyllis Hyman story, Living All Alone. So that show did major a couple years back. He's bringing it back September 20th through October, and we'll be in LA, Philly, Detroit, New York. This show is traveling, and Bobby Womack tour is coming back the end of the year into the beginning of 2026. So that show is going on the road, and what I do is I open the theater for them, and I do intermission. And I just, and I've worked with Kanye. Some of my stories in the back. If you see my Apollo show on my group's Apollo show, we sang a cappella when we won. And the reason we sang a cappella is because young back Kanye was a producer, 15-year-old producer, wasn't known then. He wasn't the Kanye everybody knows. His mom wanted like $1,200 for that track that he produced. and we didn't have no money. We wasn't working.
Yeah.
So that's how we ended up going to New York
Wow.
without the track.
At 15
And
years old,
it-
$1,200
at
for a
15
track.
years old, bro. And you know, he was, when I tell you, and my group didn't want none of the songs because, you know, he was a sampler. And our manager made us pick a song anyway, but we was gonna have a track from Kanye, and if we'd have had that track on that show, that would have been the most iconic thing because look who Kanye turned out to be.
Right.
But anyway,
Absolutely.
I ended up reconnecting with Kanye years later, and I ended up doing what was that, in 2012, 13? I ended up rocking at in California. What's the festival? What's the festival in California?
I'm trying to think.
Coachella? Yeah.
I ended up bumping into him at
Coachella? Okay.
But I bumped into his DJ in California, and he brought me to Coachella because Coachella was going on.
Oh.
So I ended up opening for his DJ. He saw me. A DJ got sick at a bar the day before his performance at Coachella, and his DJ was there, and the DJ for the bar got sick, and I had my stuff in the car, my laptop, and the manager didn't know what to do. And I was like, hey, you need help, man? He was like, yeah, I need somebody to play this music. I jumped on, I spent for like an hour, and Kanye's DJ was like, yo, bro, where you from? And we started talking. When I said Chicago, he was like, man, how long you gonna be here? And I was like, for a couple more days. He was like, you want to come to a show tomorrow and open up for me? I'm like, open up for you where? He was like, do 30 minutes for me at Coachella. I didn't know what Coachella was, bro. And when I got picked up in the car, they picked me up in a car, not no Sprinter van, not no fancy shit. Somebody picked me up in a car, drove me out there. I was like, where the hell am I going? And when I got there, I couldn't believe it, bro. I couldn't believe it. And when I opened up for him, it was the craziest, invigorating vibe ever. And I came back home, and that's when me and Ye, I hadn't seen Ye since some years prior.
Yeah.
No. I seen him after that, but it was before he went with Rockefeller. Before he left Chicago and moved to New York, that's when I seen him because he was, you know, doing his own production, had his own little groups he was trying. Then he went and got with Rockefeller. That was it. But man, it was the craziest experience, bro. And that life, you know, I came back and I quit my job because I had a 9 to 5. I was, you know, trying to start a family back then.
Sure.
And I had a 9 to 5. I came back, quit my job, and started DJing full time. So going back to your question, Travis, that tour life, man, is grueling. You don't get no rest. You eat like a madman because you're eating all kind of stuff late night. You don't really get to sleep. You have to have discipline. And a lot of people don't understand that because we get overlooked as DJs, but we're an intricate part of it too. And you got to know your role as a DJ. And what I've seen in my travels, the one thing that I've seen in my travels of touring is, like, you know how you go to these shows at these concerts and you have these DJs opening up the arena and they might work for the radio station and they get on, you know, they get to open the arena or work in between the acts. They don't do their homework, bro. They don't know how the game go. And what I mean by that is, like, I was with Belle Biv DeVoe in New Edition in 2016, and I saw Shakim is their DJ. But I was with them just doing some other stuff with Mike. Because now me and Mike have a relationship. I'm the brand ambassador of his Sporty Rich brand and everything. That's my big brother. But DJ, in between the set, when they was setting up New Edition stage, he drops Poison in the building, bro.
Oh, you can't do that.
And that's part of that's part of their set.
Yeah, you got.
I seen
that's
5
crazy.
security guards rush
you get
him
fired.
and slam his equipment to turn the music off.
He's fired.
Bro, it was the wildest thing. And I had a conversation with the dude, and he was backstage after the show, still crying because he was a younger guy, but he didn't understand why he had got bum rushed.
On the set.
The producer of the show told him he was fired. Like he was distraught. I'm like, bro, that's for future reference. You never play the music of the artist.
Even I knew that when I would DJ in between Midas and Mellow Groove, I always check with them first to see what they're playing. What's on your list for today? Because I know, you know, I know their repertoire, but still, which ones y'all doing today?
A lot of people don't know that, man. It's so amazing how many DJs we have that don't have integrity for the craft. And I've learned that just traveling, seeing it, and I'm gonna tell you, bro, here I am all these years later. I'll never stop DJing. I'll DJ till I die, bro. I'll DJ till I die. I'll do any shows. I'll go on the road with people. I'm never giving it up, bro. I'll do other things in entertainment that, you know, I can fall into, like podcasting and stuff like that. But, you know, traveling, man, it's grueling, but not what I'm finding in my travels, everybody don't like it. Everybody don't like getting on the road and being gone.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It's work. Yeah.
LeBron,
I was gonna ask you
and them got to be West Coast games and East Coast games. Hey man, somebody got to do it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Somebody got to. I was just gonna ask you. So what is it about DJing that gives you that thrill? Like what aspect of it that you're so in love with DJing as a whole? What's one specific thing that you love the most?
Reading the room. I love reading the room. I
love and seeing them react.
I love reading the room, bro, and seeing the reaction. I love doing stuff off kilter to make somebody turn around and look at me. Like I'm never too. So I have a couple residencies here at home, right? I do a bar and grill on Thursdays and Saturdays, and then Wednesdays I do another bar / little club, and I love seeing nobody be in the room and building it up. You know what I'm saying? As the night goes on. I mean, I don't like being in these groups where you got a night and there's like 5 DJs and everybody's just, you know, changing out. So you got the guy that's coming in to open, then you got a guy that's coming after him, and they paying, you know, they got this closer guy that comes in. I don't like that. Like Chicago is so cliquey. So that's one thing I wanted to express to you guys too. Chicago is a very cliquey city. I had to learn a lot of this on my own. You know, I get more love away from Chicago than I do at home. If that makes sense.
That's how it is usually, though. Yeah, they say it's hard for hard for the pawn. What's that?
I said, is it hard? So do you get more love away from home than you do in your city?
I think so. I mean, I think, and not just speaking for myself, but you hear that a lot, man. It's just like, because as you grow, your local area, when people have access to you, I guess regularly, they don't really have the appreciation for. They don't value you the proper way. But then when you go somewhere else where they don't get to see you all the time, or maybe get to hear you, or whatever the case, there's a greater appreciation involved. I think that's just the overall mindset for anything, really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's
like,
sad to say.
That's Mark. That's Mark. He'll be there next Wednesday. We'll see him next time. They don't really appreciate it versus when you're going somewhere. On the road, they're like, oh, he's only going to be here tonight.
It's the access, having access.
I agree with that. But too, you know, some cities are like Chicago is a very entitled city, bro. And what I mean by that is, I'm an avid sports fan and music lover. Like, you guys are in what, Carolina?
Yeah, South Carolina.
In the Carolinas.
So what's your major sports team there?
We the Panthers.
The Panthers and we still got the Hornets.
Yeah, Panthers and Hornets.
Y'all got the Charlotte Hornets. Have you ever been to a Charlotte Hornets game? So your people in the lower bowl. Your people in the lower bowl, because y'all got LaMelo Ball, so he's exciting. Your people in the lower bowl of the stadium during the Charlotte Hornets game, what's their how if you go to games, how do they act? Do they act like they're happy to be there and they're excited and they're cheering the team on? Or are they like Chicago? That lower bowl is entitled, bro.
Yeah.
You would think we were like LA or New York, like Tracy Morgan is sitting courtside. Right. They don't cheer for the team. They don't bring them back and all that stuff.
Yeah, they're there as a photo op.
And it's crazy because they're not celebrities, but I don't like that. Like, so the DJs are like that here. And I said that God put me in this for a reason. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Before my time is up as a DJ, bro, I'm gonna poke some bears because I want to bring people to understand it's enough room for everybody to eat, but we don't know how to share as DJs in my region, my area, and I don't like that. So my travels have taught me, and I think that's why I've been placed in that position, because my travels have taught me that if you know better, you do better. And other people are
absolutely
East Coast sticks together. I love East Coast DJs. I love Southern DJs because I get invited east or I get invited to the south, man, they don't have no problem sharing the love, the decks,
Yeah.
all of that with me.
Yeah.
And I
I've
don't
noticed
get,
that
that's
too.
not here.
I've
That's
noticed that
not here.
too.
So
Now that I'm in the I'm in like the Charleston area as well, and I noticed that the Charleston DJs, they're really
I
really
like that.
accepting of each other. They look out for each other. They want you to
Okay.
come down like, oh, I got this spot on this
that's
night. You
dope.
can have this spot on that night. So
Yeah.
I live like 3 hours
Yeah.
from Charleston, so I can't really be in it as much, but I do work out there a lot.
Mhm.
So I'm in that
Yeah.
That's
I
dope.
can see how they're moving, and I like that. I like that a lot. And it's
And
you know,
that's
like you said,
and
it's
one
more in the South.
Yeah, and one of the themes that we exercise on our platform is community over competition.
Mhm.
You know, you can accomplish way more with the idea of community than the idea of competition. Like, you know, so in other words, if we're both in the same industry, let's link up and let's work together, as opposed to like me trying to keep all my sauce over here and not
Mhm.
share. Let's share the sauce with each other, and we can accomplish more. And if in the
Go
case
ahead,
of a
tell them about the
DJ,
pie. Tell them
DJs,
about the pie. Go ahead.
yeah, the pie. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you know, instead of trying to, you know, house up the pies, your own individual slices, we can make more pies and everybody can eat more. Instead of trying to like, let me get my little 2 slices or let me keep the pie to myself. I show you how the recipe a little bit. We can make more pies. You can have your own
Hey,
pie. I can
man,
have one. We can
teach
show
a
the
man
next
how
man
to
how to make a
fish,
pie
man. He can
too.
feed his family. I
Yeah,
get it. It's the
That's
it's the
right.
fisherman
yeah,
story. Hey, Travis,
yeah.
does Midas know about Cray Hackers and dangerous DJs?
Oh yeah, yeah. We've had
Yeah.
Aaron on the show. We've had
I've been,
Dominic on the
yeah,
show. So
Dom.
he's
I've been on
he's
a
been
few
on
of
the
the
live
live
streams as
supporting
well.
famous. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, but yeah,
So
definitely. Let's give a
so
plug. Let's give a plug to Dangerous DJs as well, because I see Edwin is in the comments today with us. So give a plug to Dangerous
yeah,
DJs
Ed
and talk
oh
Wing.
about
wow,
what you're
Tech
doing
is in
there.
here. What's up, Tech?
Yeah,
That's what's
DJ
up. That's
Tech.
one of my brothers, man. So
Nice.
that's one thing that I've been with Cray Hackers and dangerous DJs from day one, right? And I'm on the
Hmm.
admin team of dangerous DJs now. I work closely with Dom and Aaron and Radio, and we are in the Ragozas, Brandon and Desiree. Shout out to all of them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
one thing that I'm trying to do, and what you're talking about with the pies, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
Mike? That's dope. That's
Yeah.
what they
Thank
do.
you.
That's what
Yeah.
they do. And what I'm
Hmm.
trying to do is bring that here. I'm trying to
Yeah.
help them
You can do
spread
it.
that here because it's
Uh huh.
solid. It's, you
Mm.
know, the one thing about new is people get scared. You know, they don't like
Yeah. Yeah.
when
Scared of
people don't like
change.
taking risks. People don't like risks.
Hmm.
So I'm a risk
Hmm.
taker, bro. And
Hmm.
I signed up and they know, and I'm not saying nothing that they don't already know because it's been on video and
Mhm.
everything. I
Yes.
wasn't
Yes. Yes.
using those programs. I use Dangerous DJ stuff, but I wasn't using Crate Actors programs solidly within my actual live sets
Right.
because it
Okay.
didn't work for what I was doing. But
Hmm.
the way that they've grown it,
Mhm.
it's definitely a possibility. But there's some, you know, things that we have to do because it's grown from program 1 to now 11 version.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's changed drastically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I always salute them. But the one thing I love about their push is their aggressiveness as a community to keep
Exactly.
making it better and better and
Yeah.
better. And the biggest thing that's working that for me and keeping me in tune with them is they're coming from all
Uh huh.
different regions.
Yes.
They're coming from all
Nice.
different areas. Aaron is here, Dom is over here, Glenn is over here, and they're nowhere close to each other really,
Mhm.
but they're making it
Yeah.
work. Why can't we?
Yeah.
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 You
Yeah.
know,
It's a
that
mindset.
that's what I'm
Yeah, he said something the
that's what
other
I'm
day
trying to
that
do.
that really stuck with me too when he said that we're not building a software company, we're building a community company, you know.
Yeah.
And
It's community,
that's
man.
really the
I'm
bottom line
100%
right
on
there.
board, man.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
get to the point where I'm using Crate Hackers in my live set. And I know
Mhm.
it'll get there. I know we'll get
Oh
there
yeah.
because I'm confident in what they do. And the
Yeah.
crazy thing is,
Yeah.
we as DJs, I learned something years back. People want to see you do better, but don't want to see you do better than them.
Mhm.
I
That
Yeah.
don't
part.
practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That,
People want
yeah.
to
I
see you
love to
do
see.
good, but they don't want you to be better than
Yeah.
them, bro.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to see
Yeah. I
everybody
love.
that I rock with get down. And I don't care if you in front of 10,000, 20,000, 100,000. I'm
Yeah.
gonna support you without
Hmm.
hating you, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't no hate in
Yeah,
me.
that's what
I've
it's
been
all
around,
about. Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you where I learned it. Michael Bivins, salute to my big bro. I don't know if he ever gonna see this, but he already know. He get kudos
Send it
from
to
me all
him.
the time because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where I learned this from. He's always looked out for the underdog. I love Boston.
Yeah.
New Edition is getting a street named after them the end of this month. And I'll be in
Saw
Boston
that.
for that.
Wow.
And of course, he called me. I was just with him a few weeks ago, and he's always looking out for the underdog, bro. So, and that was
Yeah.
since I saw him in the 90s.
Right. Right.
He's
Yeah.
always
Yeah, it's a
taking care of
mindset.
the guy that nobody's
Exactly.
paying attention to.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot that goes into that. So I learned, so it wasn't just about meeting him or being around New Edition and being around Belle Biv DeVoe and all of them. There's a whole like process for this growth and story. My father and them being DJs coming out of Vietnam, all they did was taverns, bro, little lounges. And that was it. And they're all deceased now. My mom, you know, she talks about it all the time. Like, they're gone, but she's, you know, my mom took all these years. I could give you a quick story. We had a casino just open up during COVID here called Hard Rock Casino. I got on board about 8 months into them being open. Somebody brought me in for a residency opportunity. Okay. I did my first night at Hard Rock. I had like 4 shows to start off. And I did my first night from 8 to 12. And my mom loves the casino. She's 76 years old, right? Bro, she came out with her girlfriends. I'm on stage looking the whole casino over, rocking out, playing all kind of music.
Yeah, nice.
When I got done, I hugged my mom. And my mom said, son, I'm sorry. I'm like, why? And she was like, because all these years, I'm sorry, guys. She was like, all these years, I thought that you were just playing around. And she was like, I thought you
didn't
were like
understand.
Yeah. She didn't understand. And I'm going to tell you why. Because nobody understands that we as DJs, and I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I've already got bookings in July and August, for example, of next year,
right? Yeah.
For weddings. Nobody knows that my son might be in the championship game next year, the same weekend as I got this big wedding that this client has already paid me to come destination for, blah, blah, blah. Nobody knows that. But
you miss
when
a lot
I
of
miss
things.
his championship game, I get cussed out because they're saying is, well, all you do is playing records and having fun. Really?
No, it's more to
But
it.
when my mom saw me at Hard Rock, she was like, son, I'm sorry. I didn't know you was doing it like this. And it took, bro, this is like a couple years back. And we talk about it all the time. And I'm like, Ma, and now she supports me 100% because she understands.
Yeah.
But look at that, length of time though that has passed where year after year I was getting cussed out because I'm doing these events and parties.
Missing everything.
I didn't know my son was gonna be in this. I didn't know my daughter was gonna have cheer. I didn't know such and such was gonna happen. I'm missing things.
Yeah.
But they didn't understand. And that's been the biggest.
And that's part of entertainment.
Moment for me, bro.
It's part of entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Man.
And I go through it too. It's hard for me to do the family vacations on the 4th of July. I don't know the last time I've been able to do one of those with my family. But what people don't understand is when you're in entertainment, when most people are not working, that's when we're working because we have to entertain those that aren't working.
Exactly.
And then especially when it comes to weddings and bookings ahead of time and stuff like that. And you want to honor your commitments because you don't want that stain on you like, oh, he's breaking the commitments. And we putting money in our pocket, which it takes money to sustain our lifestyle and the things that the kids need.
Got to pay for these cheer uniforms, man.
yeah.
Mark, I know your phone's blowing up, man. Give out your socials.
People probably seeing me.
Tell everybody where they can contact you, where they can follow you at. Give out all your socials for us.
And that YouTube channel.
My Instagram.
Yes.
My IG is 10man10, TENMAN10. And my TikTok is DJ10. My Facebook is DJ10 #2 letter U. Also Mark Johnson. Man, everything is driven by 10, man. That's my favorite number. That's how I live my life.
Okay. That's what I was gonna ask you. Okay.
Are you ready? You ready for this? You want to know where I got the name DJ10 from? Oh, brother. So my birthday is February 10th, right? Johnson is my last name. So when I was playing ball All my numbers in baseball, football, basketball growing up, 10. Our address growing up was 6202. 62 and 2 is 10. The zip code was 60410. 6 and 4 is 10. The 10 is 10. The last 4 numbers of our home telephone number, which we don't have no more, is 5510.
Yeah.
Okay. Our apartment number was 10H. No, I'm sorry. 10H was my cousin. 10J was us. So that's 10 and 10. Like it goes on and on, bro.
And then you got hooked up with Biff 10.
And then
Biff
bro,
10
and it's crazy because he just realized it. He just realized it like last year when we were talking. His birthday month is 8. My birthday month is sorry about that. My birthday month is February. That's 8 and 2 is 10. He's the 10th. I'm the 10th. Wow. It's just crazy, bro. Like I know what God's doing, and I'm not denying it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. I'm not denying it. I stay in tune with it, and I'm just locked in on that. And I just, pray. I'm humble, bro. I don't think you ain't. I know a lot of people aren't humble, but Travis was humble when I met him. I'm humble like that. You know what I'm saying? You get what you put out.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. And I could just tell when I was talking to you, man, I could tell it was just a real brother. We had a lot of the same story as far as, what we can see with Crate Hackers going forward and with the things that we want to try and do regionally. So I just knew. I said, and then like I said, once I saw your Instagram and I saw New Edition all over it, I was like, wait a minute. It was some reason I had to meet this because it was also my first concert, but mine was in '95. My first concert ever was New Edition Home Again at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Wow.
First concert I've ever been to. Yeah.
Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, the Home Again tour.
Man, I ain't never been to a concert.
Yeah.
Okay,
Me neither. I got to get to the Garden.
Yeah, that was the one. I didn't know that at the time. I was 17. But listen, Mark, this has been great, man. We do appreciate you coming on with us. So this show is, particularly, we talk a lot about music with Midas being a musician, me being a DJ, you being a DJ as well. But primarily the show is also just entrepreneurs in general, hustlers, people that have passion and dreams to do other things. Not necessarily the traditional 9-to-5, man. So what kind of advice would you leave for someone that wants to, pursue their dream the way you did?
Besides scamming.
I'm going to tell you, man.
Don't tell that girl you're going to go out with her $400.
Midas, I was back in the day, bro. That wasn't scamming. That wasn't scamming. That was begging. Can I be honest, bro? That was begging. I wasn't
be a resource.
I was begging. I get $50 here, I'll give it back. But I would honestly tell people. I would honestly say to people, if you're looking to dream, I'm a dreamer, bro. That's what I would summarize myself as. I'm a dreamer. You cannot be afraid to take risks to dream. Sometimes, people want the road of money and success at the same time. But sometimes you have to risk giving up something to get to your dream. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it might not look pretty. Absolutely. It might not. And I know we don't have the time to talk about all of that because I got things that I want to write in a book. But man, you have to be able to take. I would tell anybody, you cannot be afraid to take risks. Trying to be a DJ,
no risk, no reward.
Levels and stuff that we're doing, absolutely. And doing what we're doing to be able to tour and stuff. Honestly, man, some people be like, but I got to have my job. Well, then that's what you're going to deal with. If you got a 9-to-5 and you're doing something in a totally different profession, but you really want to be a DJ or a musician, you got to make a decision. At some point, if you want to go up, if you want to rise and raise, you got to, no risk, no reward, like you said, Midas. And I live by that, bro. I only do this. I don't do nothing else. So I have I used to have hard nights, bro, where I was eating ramen noodles and cutting up hot dogs in them, bro.
Famous got the hot dog. Yeah. And we ain't too big to eat that from time to time now. There's ebbs and flows.
I still eat peanut butter and jelly.
Listen, I had a peanut butter and jelly for lunch 2 days ago. And I think my wife is making lunch right now, but if she's not making lunch, then I'm about to have a peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. Sometimes you just eat on the fly. And I just want to reiterate when you said humility. I feel like you said you met Famous and he was humble and everything, but I feel like humility is a key ingredient to involving success. You know, if you can present yourself humble and have humility, you get very far in whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
Hey, Midas, can I tell you something real quick? Can I say something?
Absolutely.
And Travis can attest to this. We was in Nashville for how many days, Travis?
5 days, 4 days,
4 or 5 days, right?
Yeah.
4 days working and 5 days, you know, for people hanging around. Do you know that I didn't touch the decks one time?
Wow.
I didn't touch the decks one time.
Me
we
neither.
DJ'd on the rooftop. We DJ'd in the house every day, and we DJ'd at clubs. Like, we were all over doing different events and stuff. I didn't touch the decks one time. I was hands-on to help wherever was needed, bro. And my thing with that is, I had to tell a couple of guys from Dangerous DJs they even asked me, like, Tim, why you not doing this? Why you not doing that? Sometimes you have to learn how to be an Indian, bro, not a chief.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of bosses. We were a bunch.
Right.
Everybody in that room was a boss in their own right. Got their own businesses,
Absolutely.
multi-ops, DJ companies, production companies, everything. But how do you succeed if everybody want to be number one and be the boss, bro? You gotta learn how to be an Indian sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I could watch my big brother Mike Bibb be Indian, if I could watch people like, you know, in the industry that are bosses, you know, be the second in command or third in command in a room, who am I? That's
ultimately that's what makes you.
That's great.
And ultimately that's what makes you a good leader. You gotta good leaders know how to follow sometimes. Yeah.
How can I share this with people? This
we'll get
it's on YouTube.
It's gonna be on. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. I'll send you the YouTube link as well, just for the channel, because I mean we've done 4 years now, so we've got 100 something episodes up there on YouTube.
Oh wow!
So all types of different people. So offline we're gonna close out now, but you don't hang up. We're gonna talk with you offline as well.
Yeah.
And I do, before we go off, I do want to again thank you for being on with us. And taking the time. I know you're a busy dude. Midas is going to hit us with the benediction, and then we're going to close out. But don't hang up. Don't hang up.
Yeah.
All right, no doubt.
Yeah, everybody that DJ 10 sends this to, make sure you hit the subscribe button too.
Please.
but we want to thank DJ 10 for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen. It was a wonderful conversation. We went over DJ 10. We normally out of here in an hour. We did about an hour and a half today. We may have to bring you back another time.
Definitely.
No. It was great, man. And what people fail to understand, we get a lot. I feel like I can speak for Famous as I close us out. We get a lot from these conversations as well. We host the platform, but these conversations are beneficial to us every week. It's rejuvenating, and we can learn something as well. Very inspirational, man. So we thank you for joining us. Shout out to everybody who joined us out in the chat, who remained the whole time. If you got to come back, finish the replay. Shout out to Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Twitch, wherever you saw this program. Let's do it again next week, folks. Same time, same channel, and all the entrepreneurs, go find you some business this week. We'll holler back. DJ 10, stay on the line. We'll say goodbye separately.